So the next slot is a panel discussion on the topic of blockchain and crypto adoption in Bali. So the format of this session will be a panel of 4 speakers from different parts of the industry who are working on projects that involve blockchain and cryptocurrencies. So what I'll do first is introduce the panel speakers. If you could turn on your cameras. So our panel speakers are Kresna, Carmen, Evgeny, and Oki. Welcome. Selamat siang.
Selamat siang.
Okay, great stuff. And then myself and Melissa will be moderating this. So when I call your name, panelists, can you just spend a minute to introduce yourself and what you're currently doing in the crypto and blockchain ecosystem? So the first one I see on my screen is Kresna. Over to you.
Thank you, Adrian. I guess happy to be here. My name is Krishna. I'm co-founder and substrate blockchain developer at Infrage. So it's basically an IP management and development protocol for Polkadot ecosystem. So I'm currently, and I was born in Bali and natively Bali. So it's great to have you all to contribute to Bali, particularly in Indonesia in general. So I will talk more about how we could contribute to regenerative economy for Bali, particularly in technology like blockchain and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Kresna. Next person I see is Carmen. Yeah, introduce yourself and let us know what you're doing in the space.
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Carmen, so director of Live Better Creatives, but our main client in Australia is AgUnity, so I'm representing their work today. So AgUnity is a global technology platform designed for smallholder farmers, connecting them from remote regions. They've created a smartphone and a blockchain-based application that is basically designed to provide rural farmers the tools that they need to connect better with their supply chain and also improve their enterprises. It also includes a digital wallet where they can hold a digital utility token to pay for goods and services in a closed loop ecosystem. And it's blockchain at its simplest form. So record keeping system that provides them something like Xero and PayPal that they would have never had access to before.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Okay, the next one I see is Evgeny. Can you introduce yourself? Tell us what you're doing in the space.
Yeah, sure, Adrian. Glad to meet you. Thank you for introduction. So I'm focused on the investment at the projects at the early stages. So with our investment pool, we put money in the projects for the launch parts and private stages. And overall, I'm in crypto for 4 years since 2017. So yeah, glad to be here and help to grow the Balinese community, the Balinese crypto community.
Great stuff. Thank you very much. Okay, and then last but definitely not least, my friend Oki, can you introduce yourself and tell us what you're doing in the space? Oki? Is it just me or can you guys hear him?
No, actually, I think he didn't turn on.
I muted my thing. So hello, everyone. My name is Oki. I'm a tech enthusiast. I have a very strong IT background. I used to code, but not anymore. Now I do a lot of tech-related development in different areas. I'm building an NFT platform at the moment called Purpose. It's an impact NFT, and so it's how to leverage NFT for the interest of social enterprises. So that's what I'm doing at the moment.
Amazing. All right, good. Okay, now we all have an idea of who our panel speakers are. I'm going to introduce the panel topic and see if our panel speakers would like to agree, disagree, or expand on it. And the topic is how Bali could be a world-leading hub for blockchain and crypto adoption and innovation. So I'm going to call each panelist's name and give them 2 minutes, to comment on that statement. So the first one I see is Kresna. What do you think of that aspiration?
Thank you, Adrian. Yeah, I definitely would agree with that, because as the previous speakers also already mentioned, that we here in Bali have a good network and community that support blockchain and crypto in many different areas, like development, investment, education. Yeah, then if we could put that together, like maybe the Ichi also mentioned, that the co-living or co-working is not just related to physical presence, but also as we transform into digitally connected, like how we are today, I believe we could be a hub for many different areas to connect, especially in blockchain space. Like maybe, for example, myself working at Infrage, the association that based on Switzerland, but our member, our team, spread across the globe, like US, Canada, Lithuania, Brazil, etc. So it's not impossible to achieve it in the near future. I believe it.
All right, thank you, Krishna. Carmen, would you like to comment on that aspiration?
Sure. So agree so much with you, Kresna, and over everything that you say. I think, first, where the perspective, just to confirm the perspective of Unity coming from. So, blockchain in its simplest form. So, an application that allows record keeping, tracking transactions, and providing a digital wallet to hold all of these records is life-changing for a farmer who's never had any experience with technology or had any access to it, and also never had access to a digital wallet where they've had potential to hold a utility token that they can exchange for goods and services. So it's very different to standard blockchain. But why I think Bali can be such a leading place for the adoption of it is for a few reasons. So one, COVID has seen many more locals returning to farming and the agricultural space. Two, Bali is relatively technologically advanced, but there's still areas who have very low connectivity. I'm actually about to leave after this call to go to Pupuan to meet with the coffee farmers there. And I've already been warned there is no connection where I'm going to be staying. So I'm going to the middle of the jungle, and that's only 3 hours away. So a huge opportunity to introduce this, to connect the people in those regions. Three, everyone knows that Bali has got so many innovative ideas and real life examples that are live and happening over here with a vibrant community, but it doesn't always reach the last mile and the people that are disconnected in these regions. So I think blockchain and crypto, this whole world and the concepts behind it, can really connect them and bring them into this modern world, as we would say. And finally, four, I think there's many entities in Bali and Indonesia beyond that are for-profit or not-for-profit that work very closely with the community, that can really support in the education, deployment, and implementation of blockchain solutions, when I'm coming from the agriculture space, but also beyond. And I think in the crypto space, again, in the context of AgUnity and Agriate Foundation, it's not the traditional crypto trading scheme that I'm seeing is going to be revolutionary just yet, because there's a lot of legal stuff around it that, as a background as a lawyer, I don't want to touch that just yet, but it's more about creating a wonderful closed loop ecosystem where farmers can exchange value without relying on a cash-based system, but still have the cash conversion mechanism through one of the blockchain entities. And I think Bali is the perfect landscape for this. And all we need to do is work together and collaborate on how we can create this ecosystem. And so just to end my comment, I think if we can create a blockchain group of people who are passionate about this space and collaborate on bringing all the solutions we're working together, firstly in educating the area, and I'm going to say it, bringing the key regulatory figures and government into the conversation so that we come up with an ecosystem that supports the legal framework and supports the government's initiatives to enhance the economy of Bali and Indonesia. Powerful, really powerful. And that's it.
Amazing. Thank you, Carmen. All right, Evgeny, would you like to comment on the statement?
Yeah, for sure. So first of all, what I noticed is that more and more people in Bali are getting involved in the crypto space, and you can hear the crypto talks everywhere, like not only in the special meetups, but also at the Istana, just at the regular cafe, like at the street. So, it's hard to hide from crypto talks. Yeah, the second thing is that we have a couple of good communities here. One of them is S21 by Melissa. Thank you for running it. And there are a couple of others. And I see that people unite in the groups. We organize conferences with speakers from here and from other parts of the world who speak online. Then I know that the ParkQ is going to open a co-working space here specialized for crypto and blockchain people. And one more important thing is that as for now, I see Dubai as the main crypto hub, but Dubai is much less comfortable for living than Bali. And more people, when they get tired from all the hurry and heat and sand everywhere in Dubai, they want to move to a much better place, like where they can work comfortable, where they communicate with a lot of like-minded people in a crypto space and in other spheres with digital nomads and so on. So that's why I see Bali as one of the potential hubs for crypto and blockchain. And one more idea is that we can create some kind of a digital ecosystem here at the island, like a digital village with its own crypto ecosystem, its own currency, and like NFT, which provides ownership or access to this place. And I see that it can happen, maybe not today or tomorrow, but in a couple of years, it will be a big step, and it can be an example for other world to how it can work and how we can be independent from the current government entities.
Wow, very inspirational vision. Thank you, Evgeny. Okay. Okay, what would you like to say about it?
Yes, I think the society has not really grabbed the idea and the potential of blockchain technology. What I see, we have a very like a major IT revolution with the birth of blockchain, and many hasn't really realized the potential for this, because there's so much application that you can build on top of it that can actually answers a lot of problems that we face today. And by having this kind of talks and letting public knows there are various applications that you can do on top of this blockchain technology, it will open up some people's eyes onto the potential solutions that they can think of based on their own situation. Because some people can only see this as just another IT solution or another thing, but it is not. It is a completely a different paradigm of based on IT, yes, but it changes a lot of things because of the nature of the blockchain itself. So I would like to show one potential, very simple project that later I will explain during our next session. That's it. You are muted, Adrian.
Okay, yeah, very good. Yeah, I think I agree with you. Okay, it's not just about technology, but also a paradigm shift. So I'm gonna hand over to Melissa now to ask you some follow-up questions.
Yes, thank you so much for precious contributions. It is really exciting to see most of the people who are contributing to the space in Bali share the similar vision. I wonder actually how do you think about the actual criteria about the for Bali to be a crypto blockchain center? Like, what are the threshold, for instance, for Bali to be considered as a real crypto blockchain center? And what are the biggest challenges you think are there to reach that standard?
Melissa, is that question specifically for anyone?
Well, I think Carmen and Oki can, I mean, whoever wants to answer, obviously, but like,
I can comment on that.
I think, Oki, you're the best.
Okay.
No,
I think like blockchain or crypto, one of the basic fundamentals about blockchain or blockchain is the distributed idea of the technology. So no one really controls everything. Everything was done collectively. So from philosophical point of view, it's sort of like it's an open source type kind of a philosophy, but it's embedded into the technology itself. Now, why Bali is can be positioned to become a blockchain based development or centers or whatever you want to call it, because for some reason Balinese culture or Indonesian culture in general is we have this thing called gotong royong, which is working together kind of thing, like when you have a certain problems in a village somewhere, and then the whole village will go there and fix it. Like, let's say one guy has a problem at their house, and the whole village would go to their house and fix it. So it's a collaborative nature of the society here has been always like that, and it's actually in line with the blockchain philosophy. So and nobody really say, like when you do this kind of gotong royong thingy, nobody is in charge. It's like everybody's in charge, like, so everybody contributes and nobody has the biggest say or something. It's kind of like, so I think from a very philosophical point of view, that would be my response to your question, Melissa.
What is the biggest challenge to overcome to reach this goal? Like thinking about an international center of crypto and blockchain. What would be the first and biggest problem we need to start tackling?
For me, I'd love to comment on that. I think the regulations, the regulatory and legal environment is going to be the biggest challenge, because a lot of stuff is changing. We all know with the omnibus law, and as Indonesia grows into its next huge phase of development and becoming more internationally recognized, there's still a lot of regulations that we need to untie. And I think the biggest challenge is going to be connecting all these innovative ideas and the wonderful positive impact it can bring to Bali and Indonesia, making sure that the legislative or the people that are making the laws that are in government are included in that conversation so that it eases the implementation and making Bali become the center hub. Because without that, we're all acting on the outskirts and in this black market type of thing. So I think that's going to be the biggest challenge and biggest opportunity if done right, and the right people are brought into the conversation and the right I think concepts are taken to the government considering their sensitivities, then we can get around that, and it could be a huge win for everyone in the space.
Yeah, I'm agree with Carmen, because yeah, we see here in Indonesia about the regulatory is still like gray area. They're not but not actually like other LATAM country that supported publicly. But yeah, in terms of how we could push it together, then the regulatory would be the main issue that we have to handle. And then if we get a buffer from the government, and then we can open up many projects to showcase to the world. So yeah, as many as idea can be actualized into reality using blockchain and crypto, and then we could potentially show that we are actual leading hub.
Just to have a follow-up for you, Krishna, what is it? How do you see the generally Indonesians' attitude for like to have a crypto hub or to for cryptocurrencies and blockchain projects going to a direction that has the potential to empower the individuals? How is it conceived in Indonesia and specifically also in Bali?
Yeah, in general term, that Indonesia government allow crypto as a commodity to be traded, but not yet as a mean of payment. So like legal tender or any legal framework not yet been established. But personally, I believe it would be something that could be achieved in the future. Regarding that, government also see cryptocurrency and blockchain is something that potentially could be huge to push the advancement of technology in Indonesia.
And the public opinion, maybe Oki would like to also contribute to that, like the people's consideration of a lot of international projects coming to have their hubs here and everything. Like, how is it perceived by the actual people? This opportunity that is growing and empowering individuals, also risky at the same time.
With the fact that the nature of blockchain itself is a distributed, actually putting something like a blockchain center, putting Bali as a blockchain center was not clearly the right idea, because there was not supposed to be a center for this this type of things, right? Because the nature is distributed, right? So that's number one. But number two, why? So Bali will become the center. It becomes the center naturally, not because we want to do, not because that we want to do it, like we want to develop Bali as the center, but by nature. When you can do things from almost everywhere, because everything is online, obviously you will look for some place that would, you will go to a place that is the most comfortable for you. And Bali has been a destination for many years for many people. And it is also very affordable if you live here. If you come here as a tourist, you don't know your way around, of course, then you're gonna pay $300 per night at the Kempinski or something like that. But you can get a $300 per month room somewhere in Ubud and living the local ways very comfortably. And then at the same time, you get a very good access to the internet, and then you can do your thing. So, so when Bali becomes the center of this blockchain thingy, I think the idea is not because we want to do it. It's because just the nature of our place. It's such a very compelling for anyone. I don't know if you remember, a couple of months ago, there was this American lady wrote down like how to get yourself into Bali, you know, during the pandemic or something, and she got deported. I think the American girl or something like that wrote a book about it. And it's just because, and everybody in Bali was like really pissed off with her, like, why did you leak it? You know, like we don't want like 1 million people moving to Bali or something like that. We want to be at peace. Yeah? So I think how Bali can become that center, it's just because it's a natural. It's only natural, not because we want to build it or something like that. I was at the, I think one of the biggest obstacle, as what Carmen was saying earlier, was the legal standing of this whole concept. I think it is also not only Indonesia struggling. I mean, many other countries has not really picking up blockchain as part of their mainstream technology that legally that has a regulation on it. Of course, unless like was it Colombia or Costa Rica? There was doing, yeah, some South American countries, right? A couple of them. So and it is also because of they don't understand. I mean, the government, they don't understand these things. So I agree with Carmen. When we have these talks and things like that, we would need to bring in the government officials for them to understand more about this. So
thank you so much. While Adrian is having the questions from the audience, I want to also ask Evgeny, just because we had a interesting comment from Oki about, like, it's not because we want it, but it's because it's preferred, which is not only entertaining but a very substantial and important to keep in mind question. So I want to ask Evgeny, just because like we are organizing and there's everywhere a new crypto blockchain event every day. How do you think, like, do you feel, because I feel like we have we still couldn't feel build the bridge between the real locals and the Western communities, although we are in this business of doing things decentralization, and that is there's still a huge gap between the communities, although we have a lot of professionals from the Indonesians in our communities. How do you think, how do you perceive that gap between the local communities and the Westerns in this space, Evgeny?
So
go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So one of the things which can connect Westerns and local people, I think it's play to earn games. Like, I'm sure you've heard about Axie Infinity. It's a game which is super popular at the Philippines now, and a lot of locals, instead of farming or doing excursions for the tourists, they play this game, earn 200, 300 bucks per month, and they're happy with it. And this is like a new type of economy where people won't need to do some work by their hands to grow something, or they won't suffer from the lack of tourists because they can earn money in the virtual worlds. And what we should do is that we should tell them about this opportunity, because now it's quite complicated and they may not understand it, they may not believe it, and they may be in the old paradigm of earning money as it was before, and don't see this shift, this change. So that's how we can connect, like explain them the new opportunities. And of course, like most of the events which are happening, they're promoted in the expats community. So the locals just don't know about them and they can't get information. So that's why to connect with them, we should promote the Indonesian language and Bahasa somewhere in the places which are popular among them. I don't know, maybe even do it officially, like with the Banjars or something like this, or just post in the local social medias and in the places which they attend. So just one example, I've been at Varun Italia last Sunday at the bachata class, and it was almost only locals. So this is the place where there are a lot of them, and you can come and tell, hey guys, come to our crypto meetup. There are also other cafes and places which they attend, and you just come there and, I don't know, put an advertisement or something, invite them, and it's the word of mouth. Like a few people will come, they see, oh, this is great, this is a new opportunity for us, I would like to tell to my community. And they will invite their friends and so on, it will grow. So we just need to find a couple of influencers, yeah, like not the Instagram influencers, but the local ones who are popular and who can share the information. And I'm sure that that will help to bring locals and to build something together with them, because I think it can be great that we are not only grow inside our quite small expat community, but also involve the Balinese people.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, I just want to add on to that. I'm not sure if you were on Yevgeny when our featured millennial was talking, Fato, he was talking earlier in the day about the adoption and popularity of blockchain and crypto projects and trading in his age group, and they're only just taken off. The interesting thing he said was that he couldn't find, and some of our audience, our Bahasa speaking audience also said that they could find English speaking crypto communities, but they struggled to find Bahasa speaking communities. So what you mentioned about helping to foster, maybe it's not our job to do that, but maybe we can encourage them to join English speaking crypto communities, and then encourage them to have a chapter. Maybe, for example, Melissa's S21. It's not, we speak English in that community, but people are coming in from all over, from Turkey, from Switzerland, from Indonesia, but maybe there could be a Bahasa chapter where they feel more comfortable. If they are not native English speaking, then they can, really riff and jam with, all the blockchain and crypto terminology in their own language. So I think by providing that space, then we can help the ecosystem to flourish here and do it naturally, as what Oki was saying.
Yeah, just as a follow-up, I would like to have anybody's contribution to build solid relationships with the local professionals working in crypto and blockchain field, and as well as organizing more inclusive events, because we didn't start to have expat-based blockchain crypto community. It just started and developed around our friend circles, and eventually it included many professionals in the fields that are Indonesians. But I believe the importance of incorporating the common good for especially for education, information sharing, learning from each other, collaborating for our projects, for common events and everything. So I'm always open and would love to organize events specifically for and with Indonesians, also with the professionals from Indonesia. I would love that. So yeah, feel free to contact me for that.
Cool, let's make it happen. Okay, so I'm just looking at the time now, it's 4:05, and on the program schedule now is break time. So we can start to wrap up the panel discussion, which has been very insightful so far. I just want to give a few minutes in case there were questions from the audience. There was a question from James, my brother James, dialing in from Singapore. He's doing a good job there, looking after our dad. Yeah, he had a question around tax considerations in Indonesia for handling crypto assets. Does anyone have a comment on the panel?
As far as I know, the crypto tax is in Indonesia is not ready yet, but government is within the talk about how implement crypto taxation in the near future.
Oh, so it's in the pipeline.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. Any other questions or any other comments for our panel speakers? No? All right. Let's take, oh, there's a question here. Okay, Kat, would you like to unmute and ask your question?
Sure, thank you, Adrian. Yeah, I have a quick question. How do you guys think, how can we expedite the growth of digital tokens, assets, and the general crypto in Indonesia? Thanks.
I can answer quickly. I think by organizing more of these types of events and having open discussions with the right people to educate the locals, the regulatory bodies, the people that are involved in decision making, I think that's going to really help it. I don't know how it can expedite it because it is such a big topic with so many different parameters to consider, but I think that will definitely provide an on-ramp to support the education for it, which might increase the adoption of it in various areas, and maybe doing a few use cases, a few examples of how a community can operate with, for example, the farming community using a digital token to buy goods and services. So it eases their access to things that improve their livelihood, but having a conversion point into rupiah, having that to show that the government doesn't have to be so scared. That's my personal opinion of how we could grow it.
I have one more thing to add. So one of the problems in Bali, I don't know about the whole Indonesia, but I think it also exists, is that a lot of Indonesian people, they don't even have bank accounts. I don't know why they don't open it. Maybe they can't, or they don't want or something, but it's a real problem to transfer money. Like, let's say I want to pay for the house and I need to come to wait for the owner to come to give him money, withdraw them somewhere. So it's a problem. I used to just transfer money in one click. And if they have a crypto accounts, I can do it in USDT very easily. Then they can withdraw it through in the DAX. And it's hard for the first time, but after they learn, it becomes much easier and faster and with less commission. So this is one of the entry point. Another one, as I said before, is like the growth of popularity of play-to-earn games and where they can earn money. And one more thing is to show the future development of crypto and blockchain, and explain that they can play the role in the creating of the new world. And I think it should be inspiring. And if we explain them that they may be less dependent on the tourism, they may do some other jobs. For example, in crypto, like I personally, when we invest for Launchpads, we buy accounts from people, and they can just register account somewhere, get into whitelist, and then sell it for $500, for $1,000. And this is a good money, and it's almost free. So this is another opportunity for them to earn, but they don't know about it. And if you explain them how to do it, I'm almost sure that they would like to join and participate in this field.
Oh, okay. More questions coming in. Good. Wow. So let's see. The next question was from Lou. Oh, that's nice, Lou. Lou, can you just talk a bit more about what you did there? You opened a bank account. This is a normal bank account, right? Not a crypto wallet. Lou, do you want to unmute yourself and tell us what you did there? Otherwise, I'll move on. Kat had another question. Okay. Yeah, Kat, can you ask your question about young entrepreneurs and Gen Z?
Yeah, sure. Thanks. Thanks, Adrian. Yeah, I'd like to ask you guys, like, what do you think, what advice could you give to young entrepreneurs and Gen Z if they want to transition to blockchain and learn about crypto? What do you think?
Yeah, I think for the payment, we couldn't expect it could be like a regulation will be issued in the near future. But as my experience working outside in crypto and get salary in crypto, that what I did is I put the crypto on my wallet somewhere, and then if I need to withdraw it, and then I go to local exchange to change with rupiah. So maybe, okay, could you please have any suggestion on that?
Well, I think Indonesia is one of the most social people. You know, like we have a lot of global Twitter trending topics that is all around Indonesia. I think the best way is to communicate the idea through social media, and especially when you're talking about Generation Z and all the young people. I think social media is the way to go, and TikTok has been very, very efficient in Indonesia. So maybe that kind of channel, or what do you call it, like socialization of any concept or ideas or products that you want to advertise for this type of market, which is the young people, can go that way. So that's from me.
Maybe just a final comment, like doing educational courses, I think would help, you know, like learning about what blockchain is at its fundamental core. How does it operate? And then using that as a base to explore the different applications of blockchain. That's a good place for any of the Gen Z or young entrepreneurs to start from.
Yeah, great. So earlier in the day, we had Zara Fal, who is a housewife converted into a crypto enthusiast and educator. So she's definitely on that path to help more Gen Zs and millennials to onboard into the space. But she's only one person, so we need more Zaras. Good. Let me see if there are any more questions.
You were talking very interesting. You were talking about Zara, which is you said a housewife, right? And in Indonesia, they have this thing called arisan. Arisan is like all the housewives, they get together and they have like money that they pool, like let's say like a million rupiah for each, and they have 10 people and they go out for lunch and then they raffle the thing. Oh, okay. So today you get, and then one of the name come up. Okay, so she will be getting that pool of the money for that day, for that meeting. So it's kind of like arisan. That is also a very efficient word of mouth kind of campaign. If you want to deliver something to a society in Indonesia, arisan is a very, very powerful network of mothers, yeah, or young ladies. Yeah. So.
Very cool.
So we had, I would just want to add something, maybe a little controversial for project owners, but so in the community, we just had this rule for anyone to post something profitable to give away something for free. So I was thinking maybe for everyone who has their hub and offices here, all their team working here, maybe they can just like give, I don't know, $10, $50 worth of tokens to anyone who would like to have from locals. And that would help them to get their own wallet, have a reason to start from somewhere, and the project owners and their team can contribute to that education for a purpose to start with. Maybe a giveaway by the project owners here, it would be nice to start from somewhere with a reason to have and learn about the security and yeah, the basic maybe.
Yeah, very cool. A lot of great ideas, guys. And one of the purpose of this platform, of this conference, was to learn from each other, but also network, because the only way that some of these ideas will become reality is that we work together to make it happen, because we all come from, you know, different sectors, we have different skill sets, and we speak different languages. So please, yeah, feel free to reach out to each other. And a lot of people are interested in Lou's Kombucha blockchain weekly talks. So please, Lou, send us details about that. I think a few of us would be interested to come and join that. At Bali, Ginger Sweets and Villa. Okay, excellent. Good. That's been very informative. Thank you to our panel speakers, and thank you to Melissa for the good questions, and also for your previous talk on community capitalism. Amazing work that you guys are doing. So thank you so much for your time and sharing your knowledge and insights. It's been very enlightening for me and the audience. So Matu Suksama, we're going to have a break now until 4:30, when we will return and we can hear more from Oki's wisdom as he shares his project on an impact NFT. All right, so let's take a break and then see you back here at 4:30, and be on time, because we don't want to miss Oki's presentation. Okay, see you guys.
Thank you,
Adrian.
guys.
Thank you, Melissa. Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so
Everyone.
much.
Bye.
Thank you.